wasn't exactly a coincidence that they had turned so viciously against the people associated with that Hebrew Bible, i.e. the Jews and the collected Jews in the state of Israel. And I thought furthermore, well, that's extremely interesting, because if I'm right that the West is going off the edge of a cultural cliff, well, what is the unique selling point of the Jewish people? It's cultural survival. We do cultural survival like nobody else has done cultural survival. We've outlived, as a people, every single culture that's tried to destroy us, who have themselves disappeared. So I thought to myself, maybe I should write a book which sets all this out, because people don't realize the extent to which it's Jewish values that underpin the West, and say, look, we can actually help. If the West wants to save itself, brackets, does it? I don't know. But if it does want to save itself, we can help, because we do cultural survival. We can show everybody else how to do it. And by the way, in addition to that, your core values are from us, so we can really help. So that's the point I got to on October the 6th, 2023. And I was already writing it. And then October 7 happened. And then October 8 happened. And then I watched what happened in response to October 7 in the West. And I realized something sort of quite quickly, that I had been writing about the West as having destroyed, basically, rationality, conscience, and justice within itself. And what was I seeing? What were we all seeing in the reaction, that terrible reaction in the West to October 7th, was the destruction of rationality, conscience, and justice. And I suddenly realized that everything I've been trying to write in this book was exemplified, like on steroids, by the reaction to October 7th. So I reframed the book to explain my analysis of why the West had gone so badly wrong and why it had turned against the Jews and Israel in the framework of October 7th and its reaction. And I also decided that I didn't want just to write a book saying, well, this is what's happened, this is why it's happened, it's all terrible, because I actually don't think that. I think, it's part of, living here. I actually feel tremendously optimistic, because I believe that Israel is going to survive and thrive and prosper, while in fact, you can't say that about the West. And so this sense of optimism inspired me to try to construct a rescue remedy for the West that we could all get behind. And so my last chapter is what I've called a kind of an appeal for what I call a kind of counter-cultural resistance movement, a coalition of people from every single grouping, culture, faith, non-faith, whatever, everyone from all those different disparate groups who wants the West to survive and who respects and understands the values of the West and where they come from, and is prepared to champion them. And to form a kind of coalition of the willing, as it were, to take back the culture, start to promote it properly, and to defend it. That's what the book's about.